Meanwhile, it was all about safety in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the wake of what happened down at the high school in Parkland, Florida. They were talking about whether or not the city should cancel their long-running Greensboro gun and knife show.
Unbelievable. Canceled the gun and knife show.
In North Carolina. Well, there was a fellow who stood up, and we're trying to get him on the show for tomorrow because he was so powerful. He said he speaks for the majority of people there. His name is Mark Robinson, and you've got to hear his take on our right to have and hold guns. Listen to this.
I heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody. It seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens.
Good for him. He says, you want to take away my rights, you want to take away my guns, you want to restrict my guns? Well, guess what? The Bloods and the Crips are still coming into my house. They're still breaking in. They still have their guns. They're not giving theirs up. He says, I am the majority. The Second Amendment was written for everyone, and I am everyone.
Right, and look at the YouTube situation. The woman that ends up shooting up the YouTube and killing herself, she's a vegan, pro-PETA. She is had a licensed gun to use, and again, she was telling everybody her family knew that she was going to be trouble. So everyone was quiet about that.
Just one other thing that Mr. Robinson said. He said, I'm going to continue to come down to City Hall and raise hell like, quote, the loonies from the left until you listen to the majority of the people in the city. I am the majority. I think we are trying to get him on the show for tomorrow. Yeah. So he can explain his point of view.
Well, what's happening in California, what's happening there in North Carolina, we even saw it in the election. There's a tipping point, and you get pushed in the corner so long, you finally get sick of it. And you have to stand up for yourself, and that's what he's doing. He's fighting back.
Speaking of standing up, that's why Jillian chooses to deliver the news.
Yep, because Brian said he won't let me sit.
Yeah.
I know, so he makes me stand.
No chairs, no stools.
All right, good morning to you guys. The Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal may have reached millions more users